Welcome back, everybody. If you read the title, you already know what's going on. Planet Coaster 2. If you saw my last videos, you know exactly where I am in terms of the progress of this franchise mode park. I spent a couple hours in between the last video and now working on some new details. Not a lot, like from just a distance, you're not going to really notice anything, but I'm going to show you. I'm really proud of this little detail I added, and I spent a little bit too much time on this, which if you saw the other videos, you know I have a thing with signs. And I added these signs right here, which is what you would actually see if you went to a park like this. So we have the little entrance sign here and the standby. Eventually what will happen for the larger rides, probably like roller coasters and dark rides, is there will be a priority pass, and that sign will be either one of these. It'll be on the left, probably standby, on the right priority, or vice versa, and then on the top there will be the actual thing that says the entrance to the ride, like this is right here. But anyway, I added those signs to my all three attractions in this park so far. But today I'm gonna add a fourth. I'm gonna build a wooden roller coaster. I think I'm gonna theme it around, even though this area is based on California theme parks, I live in New York, as you can hear by the fucking massively loud fire truck going outside my window right now. But I'm gonna base this roller coaster, I'm gonna make it a white wooden roller coaster, sort of based off of the Cyclone at Coney Island, because I don't live that far from there. But I realized before I actually build the roller coaster, I don't think I have any researched. I figured out in the last video, I said no matter what I do, my mechanics will not research stuff in the mechanics building. Thought that the game was glitching because his schedule was fully filled as only research. So I thought that this guy was just a slacker. Turns out my mechanics building was closed. So now we have some research going on. Another thing I did in the last video is I talked about some features that I wish they would add, and I came up with another one, which is just the ability to mirror an object. So like an example here is these signs. This is two signs. I built these posts out of a few objects, and then it's just these two, I think, mythology themed signs with some text on them. But if you notice, they have this big bolt here, which is where it would bolt into a wall. Only one side has the bolt. This side is just, a little ornamental thing. So if I wanted to be really picky and I had to have the bolt on each side, I would just flip it like this. You flip it and you go, oh, look at that. The back of this object is not the same color as this one, so that'll be no good. So I had to kind of make a sacrifice here, and it's not uniform on this side as it is there. It would be awesome if you could just literally mirror an object. So everything's the same, but it's just flipped backwards. Okay, let's get focused here. The first thing I have to do is actually get wooden roller coasters researched, because I don't think I have any. I'm gonna go with wooden coasters. Perfect. As I'm getting ready to place this station, I'm remembering that this game does not yet have separate load and unload stations. For those who don't know, basically, if you were to go to like Six Flags or a smaller amusement park, your roller coasters, all the rides really, would be loaded on one long station. So a coaster will pull up to the front, everyone will unload, and then the next group of people in line will load on that exact same train of cars. At a park like Disney or Universal, it would be separate stations. So you might have one, this is just an example, you might have one here, and then a separate one here. So what's happening is that while all the people at this station are unloading and leaving the building, you'd have a second station over here where empty cars, so people have already been unloaded, the cars are fully empty, are pulling up so that way people can load. That way, A, it's more time efficient, but also if you put them like perpendicular like this, you don't have to have these extravagantly long stations to hold, as many cars. You could have a station here that holds two trains and then a station here that holds two trains. I noticed in their patch notes, because people were talking about it, sort of complaining about it in the forums, that the game doesn't have that. They are going to add it eventually. That would be nice if we had it now, but we can sort of get around it by the fact that this is based on an old boardwalk theme park. So the fact that it is kind of an older design with only one load station is, it's fine. Okay, so here's something I hate to complain about, which is all of the things. I hate to complain about any of this because it's all virtual and it's a video game and none of it matters, but, I just want to say it. Is the fact that you have to click to place every section of track that you make. You can't just use a hotkey. I think in the first game it was like space or the enter key or something. You actually have to click on the screen. I know, oh my God, I gotta click on a screen. Oh, I'm gonna lose my mind. But it would make everything just a little bit faster. Oh, I have to remember to save because I don't think this is just me. I know this is not just me. This game has a little tendency to crash every once in a while. And by that, I mean, if you're placing scenery, if you sort through the inventory too quickly, it will fail every single time. So if you're just going through crazy, just like, let me check this out, the game will freeze and crash. So just make sure you save a lot. If you have this game or if you're thinking about getting it, just keep that as a note in your mind. So right now I'm trying to balance the fact that I want this to have two chain lifts, and I want them to each be thrilling. I want each section of actual running track to be thrilling. But if I build a massive roller coaster, then it's just going to be, it won't make sense within the theme. I know I've mentioned an absolute quadrillion assload amount of times that this is based on a boardwalk, and you're probably sick of hearing me see it, but here's the thing. I am no Six Flags, okay? I am essentially like, I want to be like Michael Eisner. I want to be an absolute visionary, and to do that, I have to stay on theme. I can't just put random crap willy-nilly for no reason. I have to make sure that everything fits into an overarching story. However, I don't know what the fuck the story I want to tell is. So I'm a little bit conflicted. And also, I keep hitting the enter key, which deletes the track, apparently, if you have it selected some certain way. And so I keep undoing every track, and then immediately 2 seconds later, forgetting that, and then doing the exact same thing. This is not a complaint against Frontier. This is a complaint against me, because I'm just forgetting everything I'm learning as I'm learning it. One thing I'm noticing is that you can't, like, let's see, I want to build a little helix down here. And I remember you could just select this and then the old game just move it up and down. So like here you can resize it, right? And it automatically, based on the angle, affects how deep the actual helix is. But before you could just take it, make it as whatever size you wanted, and then move up and down with it. It's possible that you have to do that in this, or that you're able to do that in this edit mode thing, I think. But I don't fully understand how this works. This seems less intuitive. I wish you could just adjust that stuff like you could in the old game. I don't really have anything more to add in that regard, so that is the end of that thought. Okay, I can barely see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm stupid. I forgot I can turn on the fixed. Christ. Well, I can see better now once my pupils undilate. So I'm hoping they kind of take a look at this and add some of the stuff from the previous game. Like I said, not being able to change the height of the helixes is kind of it's more than kind of a pain. It's pretty much, it makes them much less usable than they were in Planet Coaster 1. But I mean, the game didn't even come out a week ago, so we still have a ton of time. I mean, I think they were supporting the first game for what, like 6 years? I see it came out in what, 2016, and I think they stopped updating it like a year ago or something. Yeah, so there's plenty of time for them to work over all this stuff and kind of iron these kinks out. And boy, this game is kinky. Just like your mother. Here's a little small issue, which I think this is just a glitch, more so than a mechanism of how the new coaster builder works. If you don't go in at the right angle, basically you just decapitate everyone who's riding it because it just leaves the scaffolding in. I'm gonna see if I can try to kind of go more perpendicular to it and see if that works, because it did seem to move the scaffold. Well, that's kind of a low clearance. This is not safe. Now at the top of this little helixy thing here, I'm gonna put a block break section, not because it's aesthetically pleasing, but it's more accurate to how a real coaster would be, and therefore scratches the possibly yet still undiagnosed on the spectrum part of my mind. They now automatically have these markers that tell you the height of each section of your track, which makes it really easy for, like in this case, since it's an elevated load station, I wanted to make sure that the track in this case, which I thought was at the right height, and apparently is 3 feet too high. It just tells you where everything is, so you can automatically line things up before you even go into that. Why is this on fire? There we go. Try this. Like this. This work? Yeah. Okay, we have a coaster. When you ride it, you will die. Oh wait, no, you won't die. Oh, it changed it. Okay, well, you still might die up here. This is still questionable. If anyone over the height of 4'7" rides this coaster, their eyeballs are gonna be splattered against the scaffolding. So I'm gonna ignore that. We're gonna pretend that doesn't exist. One thing I noticed through the editing of the last 2 videos is that whenever I'm, joking around and just making little clips about the park, like I sound more of like a regular person, and then I start going on these tangents about very specific and very dorky things. It's like the stereotypical nerd engulfs my personality, and my voice literally starts to I can hear it get more nasally, and I'm like, well, actually, a ride would only be 115 feet, and it would have a maximum of 0.2 G-forces. Like, I can actually hear myself regaining my virginity as I talk. Okay, I'm gonna start coloring this now. Like I said, the one in Coney Island, I'm pretty sure is all white. Maybe the supports are a different color. Now, but that just looks fake. Okay, now it's just like piss yellow. That needs to change. Let's try this. Make it a little bit more. Okay, coloring it took an uncomfortably long amount of time, but I'm very happy with this now. This is exactly what I wanted. It has that beachfront vibe. So let's do a quick test ride and see how this is. And if it's not great, I don't care. I am not recording any more of this. Okay. Oh, nice little curve here. Look at this. Look at this. Ready for this? Some negative G-force or negative G-force. Oh, there's negative G-force. Oh, you're floating. Oh, there we go. Then we go over this. Now 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 you're dead. Now we go down here. Down a little positive G-force at the bottom of this hill here. Ready for this? Ready for the realism? Ready for the realism? Oh, it's the block break section. Oh, this is exactly how it would be if this was real. Up and above. There we go. Little turn here. Another block break section. Oh, now we can run 4 cars, trains, whatever the hell they're called, simultaneously. And we're back to the station and everyone has fun. And possibly is no longer with us. But that looks good. I'm really thinking, oh, yeah. Oh, yes! Look at this. Oh. This is beautiful. You know what? Let's go for a walk as a person. Let's see. How do I do that? This? No. Okay, camera. This button? This button. No. This button? Yes. No? This button. No. Okay. Once this has a station building and trees and all that, this is gorgeous. Oh, maybe I'll put I'll put a pond. Yes. We'll have a pond, guys. There'll be a body of water. This is so good. Come on. I don't want to hear anyone say that this is not immaculate. Can I walk on the... Oh, now I'm backstage. Uh-oh. Let me touch this and get 5 million volts straight up to my sternum. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. Between now and the next time I record, I am going to put some work in. I think I'm going to finish this whole roller coaster. I'm going to just decorate it. Like I said, I think a pond here would be absolutely gorgeous. I'll light this up with lighting, not like I'm not going to shoot up the park, but I am going to, just fill out all this extra space, make a better entrance for this. Who knows what the hell I'll do? I have no idea exactly what I'll get done, but whenever the next video happens, whenever that may be, you'll see what happens. So there you go. Thanks for watching as usual. I appreciate it. I'm almost at 40 subscribers already, and it's been like 3 days. So thank you all for the loving support, the kind words in the comments. I won't know I've made it until I start getting vicious hate comments. We're not at that point yet. We have not made it to the top, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that point. Okay. Thank you all. I'll see you whenever.